What's going on today, guys? Primal Sabbath here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Beast Wars Returns thrust, and this is actually the Japanese version of the motorcycle drone, which most folks use in their display as thrust anyways, because he was way more accurate than the Beast Machine's deluxe thrust. So, let's kind of take a look at him. He's still not 100% accurate, and it's definitely, I don't know, it definitely kind of shows for it, if that makes any sense. Like, let's go ahead and get just squared into this comparison. This is the US version. Now you can tell he uses a more smoky, translucent yellow, where he uses a lot more of a clear yellow with kind of like an orange-ish hue to it. Something else I don't like now that just since we're right here, is that these pieces, they didn't paint them the same silver. I don't think it had anything to do with, paint rub or clearance or anything like that. They just, for whatever reason, didn't paint it silver. Also, these don't like to stay closed. I believe the figure came with these like rubber banded, with some of those like little clear rubber bands. If I can ever find some of those, like just at a store someday or something like that, I'm just gonna pick up a pack of them, just a bunch of them, like 500, because I got a lot of figures that could use that. But that is one thing I don't like. I mean, I could get in there with some silver paint myself, but man, this thing ran me 65, I think. 60, 65, 70, somewhere. It's high for a basic, for sure. Now, there's, I think, 4,000 of these out there. So, these were produced in extremely limited numbers in Japan. The Black Arachnia more so, because I'm still on the hunt for a Japanese Black Arachnia. But, yeah, so I'm not super willing to do anything to alter that, to kind of, I don't know. I feel like the more expensive something is, like, the more I feel I need to keep it as original as it came. So, real quick, just some more differences. You see, like, he's got the Viacom logo back here where he does not. Also, it's on the kind of top back up here, and he's just got a completely different deco layout altogether. Let's see. He's got more gold here on the side where the Japanese version does not, and just again, more paint deco differences throughout here. This whole, like, it's molded in this kind of not quite pink, but like it's definitely a lightish red. It's very much a lightish red, and then the silver paint apps and the other stuff is laid over that. Where this, I believe, is all molded in this gray. I think the red may be the paint app. It's hard to tell, actually. And if maybe these are separate pieces. They did a really good job on this, because I can't tell what's molded and what's painted. Because this definitely looks like it's molded in red till you get to about right here, and it's like, well, is it really? Anyways, and of course the inner front wheel here is painted, where they just kind of left it black on this one. Again, this, was supposed to be the motorcycle drone, and I actually use it as such. I have a couple of them. Sometimes, if you're troop building them, you can kind of get them without these, and it works out. So, anyways, here's thrust. He's got, I like, these this kind of like exhaust blowback thing he's got going, because he did have that in the show a lot. If you want to, you can launch the one, and you just pull the other one out. So, if you're not a fan of the exhaust thing, that's man, each day goes by, I'm just getting closer and closer to just gluing that together. Not even rubber banding it, just gluing it together. It can no longer be a problem. So, anyways, there's that. That is super duper annoying, but what can you do? Alright, let's get these things out of the way. He's fairly involved when it comes to transformation. It's not end of the world, oh my god, how am I going to get through this level stuff, but it is, he's got a lot going on for him. So, okay, that was like that, which means it needs to go the opposite way. And I really like, of course, I'm not getting any of this on camera. Let's lift that up. Maybe that'll be easier. I like how this whole thing sort of spins around here. I try to be careful with it because I don't, it gets kind of tight. I don't want to pop his little horns off or whatever I mean, I guess they're horns. I don't know. Okay. Now, nope. I don't think it's supposed to go that. There we go. There we go. And then you got that. These come up and you position those, I think, just kind of however, if I'm not mistaken. Or they sort of go down a little bit. Who knows? All right. So here you have thrust as he was in the show. Now, the instructions are going to tell you to split this bottom. I think this is the first time I'm splitting this because it is pretty tight. And I know I have never had him on display with the kind of split feet. So if you want him to stand as best he can, you do that. I got a little bit creative. This little like wire thing. You can find it like in hobby shops where like the sculpting clay is. It's essentially just like wire for a frame for people that like make a lot of those like homemade really cool sculptures. There's a lot of them that are on like YouTube and stuff. Definitely worth going to check out. All right, line little pegs up. So the way I got this to fit was, let's see, we looped this through here. It keeps the wheel from spinning unnecessarily. And then I believe I opened this up to get this through here and just kind of twist that back down again just to kind of lock it in. So anyways, it acts as a stand of sorts, and you can come back here and manipulate that around to where, because I mean it's like you got to have like the balance on both sides of it, right? I mean, if you wanted to get one of those Bandai Tamashii stands, you could always do that, especially for these Viacons, Thrust and Jetstorm and so on. But for me, that works, and it was so much cheaper. He's got kind of a little wire running through him, but again, for me, it works out. I dig it. So, anyways, that's how I like to have him on display, because that's how he was in the show. Now, he's got some decent articulation. Like, you got to kind of play around with these like little shoulder pieces. I think for the longest time, I didn't even know that they could, kind of come down to where they are. I used to have his shoulders way up here, but I mean, you kind of gotta like play around with those, and anyways, you can get your shoulder movement however you see fit, and then you got like all this stuff is on swivels, and you got ball joints. So there's his elbow, and he's got an okay amount of head movement, so you can get him doing like any kind of expressions or whatever you need him to do for like display on the shelf. If you want to reenact a scene or something like that, you do have that option available. So I think that is about it. I'll try to keep that wheel from spinning. That's the big. Oh, we almost had it. Nope, almost. If you want to, you can put these things back in his hands. I don't. I just leave them off to the side, in a place where I hopefully won't lose them. Hopefully. So, all right, let's get the drone in here. Now, it's still not 100% show accurate. If you're wanting a show accurate thrust, you're gonna have to go with the McDonald's toy. As shameful as that is, that's just the honest to goodness truth for it. But it is a lot more closer in deco to the show than this version. If you can find it even cheaper than I found it, I wanted it just because, I wanted my generals to kind of stand out and look different. Definitely pick it up, over this one. If you just want one representation and you don't want to, troop build, definitely just get Thrust. The Beast Wars Returns Thrust opposed to the motorcycle drone. They're both fairly pricey for what they are. So, anyways, that is it for Beast Wars Returns Thrust. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the comment box. I'll do what I can to answer them. And if you like this kind of stuff, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later.